I'm gonna say this: the old school church to me was more concerned with discretion over deliverance. Everybody knew who was sleeping with who. Everybody knew who was doing what. But hey, keep that down.
Have you been noticing an exodus happening in the church with Black people because of just where things are, the hypocrisy? Have you noticed people kind of transitioning away?
Yeah, I think, see, statistics, I think sometimes we tend to land in our area of influence, but the statistics say as a whole, there's an exodus from church. So for me, when I look at it, I'm a church growth strategist. I love church growth, right? So for me, when you look at it, there are a lot of factors. And when I say a lot of factors, you have number one, church never made the transition. So you're just now seeing some Black churches get technology.
Kind of like Blockbuster to the Netflix
Blockbuster
thing.
to Netflix. Then you also have this generation of people like myself and sometimes others like millennials who grew up with white friends. So now you see this multicultural move happening where you see a lot of young millennials going to these contemporary white churches. All right. Then you also see the fall of so many pastors and so many church leaders. We can't ignore that we make mistakes. We were put on this pedestal, then we find out we're human. Right. And then that impacts the culture. Then now you got Hebrew Israelites and all these different things rising up. So, and now you feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Like
you feel it. Spirituality. Yeah, all of that. You got people got crystals. Can I do this? Can I do that? And then when you've been beat for so long, I'm going to say this and I pray I don't get in trouble for it. A beaten dog will stop coming if you call him. If I beat a dog long enough, he going to stop coming when I call his name. Conversely, we've been beating down people for so long in church that now that we're opening our doors, say, hey, whosoever will, let them come. They're like, nah, bro, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, nah, bro, I'm good. Last time I came, it was my clothes. Then the next time I came, I didn't want to do this. Then the next time I came, so after a while, it's, hey. So for me, what I've been trying to do is, hey, come as you are. And I think what we're seeing in Birmingham, Alabama, and across the world is that thousands of people online and in the room are coming because number one, they can see themselves and they feel comfortable.
I'm going to play a clip for you to react to.
Okay.
This is of Mr. Bishop Whitehead out of Brooklyn.
Okay.
Are you familiar with him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Closet. This is my prayer closet. And one would think that, wow, look at your closet. Got all my priestly robes and more.
This is a new age pastor. This is a guy that claims to represent the church. Is that giving the church a bad look by what you were able to kind of watch?
What I will say is, I quote Jay-Z, nobody wins when the family feuds. And I think a lot of things that are being brought to the public format, from arguments, from falls, from wins, from losses, I think it all plays a part. I think we're caught in one of those situations where you danged if you do, danged if you don't. And when I say that, if you have something nice, you're doing too much. If you don't have nothing, God must not be on your side. So I think we're in a sensitive season now, because I never try to condemn without full context. I think we're in a sensitive season now to where I had somebody stop me not too long ago, and they was like, you one of the reasons church is falling off. I'm like, whoa. I was like, what I do? And they was like, every time we turn around, I got it out, your music. What else they said? They said this whole, you paying people to come to church, because I did this thing in my city where we was giving away cash and blessing people. They said, you basically paying people to come to church. So now you got this watered down gospel. And for me in my opinion, I'm doing what I feel God is calling me to do. But to that person, I'm a problem. So I think sometimes the problem is relative. And I think what I try my best to do is always try to be on the side of, I think it was Dr. King who said, never tell them what you're against, just tell them what you're for.
Yeah, with Pastor or Bishop Whitehead, he seems to get backlash from just how he carries himself. Of course, he's not afraid to show off his wealth. How do you process that? I was able to notice your different jewelry. Do you ever had a question to say, let me tone it down? Or how did you just say, I'm going to own it and this is who I am?
I think everybody has to be true to who they are. You know, everybody from the city of Birmingham who know me, on the average day when you see me, I'm gonna have on a hoodie and some sweatpants. When I get under these lights, shout out to my stylist, Felipe. He gonna have me iced out, everything I need. I think what has to happen now is, I think we just have to be sensitive of the culture we're in. You know, for me, I think we have to understand that a rich pastor isn't the norm. The average church in America is less than 75 people.
Okay.
So if the average church in America is less than 75 people, that means the average pastor is not a mega pastor.
Got
You
you.
feel what I'm saying? So the average pastor doesn't have XYZ or flaunts XYZ. If we think about it, all of us can think of a pastor who's doing it the right way.
Yeah.
But sadly, you never hear about the planes that land. You only hear about the planes that crash. So for me, I think I just try my best to just be authentic to who I am. You know,
Yeah.
I get backlash sometimes because I have a shirt on my tattoo show. How you a pastor with a tattoo? Or
Right.
I got
Did they
earrings in.
expect you to remove your tattoo?
Yeah, you know, and you know, I never forget. I never forget somebody told me, well, he can't be the pastor. I showed up to the hospital to pray with someone who was sick. That he can't be the pastor. I showed up, I had my earrings in, my necklace. And I was like, well, what does a pastor look like? Because for years they had on white robes but had black hearts. For years, the deacons wore full three-piece suits and then smoked out there by the tree. So are you telling me you want me to look it? Because what I've discovered is the new school church is more concerned. I'm gonna say this: the old school church to me was more concerned with discretion over deliverance. Everybody knew who was sleeping with who. Everybody knew who was doing what. But hey, keep that down. Long as you were able to sing on Sunday, long as you were able to play your instruments and do what you do. Whereas now I think this generation is really screaming, hey, deliver, like, I don't want to be this way. Like, help me be better. Or if I'm wrong, show me where I'm wrong versus just telling me that I'm wrong. And I think there's a journey and a communication gap that we have to fix. Yeah. And if we don't, I think, sadly, my son said to me the other day, he had to do this class. He's in the 9th grade and it's a family class. He had to write what he wanted from his wife. Okay. So I read it and it was some beautiful stuff. But then in one line, he was like, hopefully she's a Christian, but if she's not, I won't judge her. And his daddy, a pastor. So in my head, first thing I said was, I was like, no, you want your wife to be a Christian. But then it gave me insight to his mindset that he was like, Dad, no, if I love her, I try to respect what she loves. And I think if we can have more of an open mind, okay, sit down and talk to me. Or what is the common ground? Because I think at the core of most people, we believe that there is a God. And what I'm discovering that everybody I talk to, especially these cats I talked to yesterday, literally I felt led to literally stop the truck and just talk to some cats from around the way. And they on the block smoking weed, everything. I'm just standing there talking to them. They tripping. Like, Pastor, you gonna stay here and talk? Like, let's talk. And one of the things they said to me, said, Pastor Mike, they said, we love listening to you. We just don't like coming. It just always, and I'm like, wow. Because if we don't create an atmosphere where people feel comfortable, you can't clean a fish until you catch it.
Right.
And sadly, there's a generation, man, to me who's dying. You know, I had the opportunity to say the prayer at a hip hop concert in my city. Okay. And I got a lot of backlash about that. But for me, we got to go to where they are. And that's my goal, man. Firemen don't run from the fire, they run to it.